I got a question a while back during a live chat that I thought was fairly interesting. In the context it was intended and in an expanded context also. That question was, do I get offended when guns are basically wrapped in the flag or the Constitution? Do I think that's offensive? Do I think it's disrespectful of the flag? And I think we all know what I'm talking about. We see the guns that, have very much of a flag motif on them, either just completely painted to look like a flag or, have flag-inspired designs or have the "We the People" on the side or the Constitution or the Founding Fathers, those kind of things. Do I think that's offensive? Do I think that's disrespectful to the flag and the Constitution? And I'm going to say I do not. Now, before I go into why I do not, I'm going to say I totally understand why some people do find that offensive. Some people are complete purists when it comes to how you treat the flag. You're not supposed to use its image for things other than certain things. You're not supposed to let it hang in the rain. You're not supposed to ever have it not lit and hanging. There's just a ton of rules about the flag. And these people adhere to these rules. And they do so because of patriotism. I do believe these people are actually patriotic when they want to adhere to these rules. But I'm not a purist when it comes to the flag. That's my own personal opinion because, in my own experiences, I've never met a single soldier that has ever died for a flag. They've never fought or died for the flag. They fought and died for the things that flag represents, but never the flag itself. So I'm not that much of a flag purist. And plus, I like the guns that have the flag motifs and stuff on them. I think they're pretty cool. I think they're great collector's items. I see owning a gun with a flag motif on it no different than having a little miniature flag on your car. It's something you own that represents the flag or represents your patriotism. I have no problem with it whatsoever. The other thing that this question made me think about, the expanded part of this, is what about when people, or actually the gun rights movement itself, wraps itself in the flag or the Constitution? That I have a little more of a problem with. Because I've always found that anytime someone decides that they have to dress up like a fucking flag and stand in front of a flag, to give their message, they're usually using that flag to cover some heinous flaws in either their message or themselves as a person. I don't like that at all. I do find that disrespectful. This whole idea that a certain person or a certain group can somehow claim the flag as theirs because they're more American. That I don't like at all. The flag belongs to everybody. Now, when I say that I am okay with people, putting flags on guns and stuff like that, does that mean I'm okay with people disrespecting the flag? Of course I am. I think disrespecting the flag is extremely unpatriotic, but it's very American because one of the most important things about being an American is we don't have to be patriotic. We don't even have to agree with the things our country does. We don't have to agree with the things our country currently stands for. That's part of our rights as citizens. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to agree with your position. I'm just going to agree with your right to have your position. And although I agree with someone's right to say burn a flag, I don't necessarily agree with their right to do it in front of me. Because if you did it in front of me, we might have a problem. If you threw a flag on the ground, stomped on it in front of me, you're probably going to be shoved aside and the flag's going to be taken away from you. And then you can, if you have a problem with that, we can settle it in civil court. But I still support your right to do it. I just don't support your right to be free from the ramifications of your actions, the repercussions of your actions. So do whatever you want to do, just be careful who you do it in front of, as far as I'm concerned, because I kind of believe in that your rights end where my rights begin thing. And if you're offending me that badly or doing me emotional harm, I guess I could say in court by burning a flag in front of me, well, of course I was justified stepping in, but I'm just going into hypotheticals here. But as far as flags on guns and things like that, I'm fine with it. In fact, I actually kind of like it. As far as people wrapping themselves in the flag, literally and figuratively, I sometimes find that offensive, but not that offensive, but I do find it very telling about that person that they felt the need to do that. So I always weary of the person who tells you they're a patriot, because very seldomly are they patriotic at all, and very seldomly do they have the interests of the country at heart. They usually have their own interests. So that's how I feel about that whole thing. Like I said, do what you want. I would suggest most people respect the flag, but I would never tell you you have to, because like I said, this is America. But if you're going to disrespect it, and I don't see the guns and things like that as being disrespectful. I see like burning, standing on, etc. And I see people make bad decisions all the time. I knew a guy in Alabama who turned his rec room carpet into an American flag. A lot of people would have a real problem with that. I didn't have a real problem with it. I just thought that's really poor judgment. But like I said, if you want to disrespect the flag, that's your business. I'm not going to stop you as long as you don't do it in front of me.